Hi, good day. Today, me and my teammates are going to present about the parts of the digestive system, which is esophagus, and we are from Group 6.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the esophagus. The esophagus is a muscular tube about 10 inches long, extending from the hypopharynx to the stomach, that carries food from the throat to the stomach, and is also known as the food pipe or gullet. It is part of the gastrointestinal tract and located posterior to the trachea and anterior to the vertebral column, running through the neck, thorax, and passing through the esophageal hiatus of the diaphragm into the abdominal cavity.
So next, I'm going to talk about the structure label of esophagus. First, it has sprinkles layers of tissues and constriction. Next, it has 3 parts of esophagus which control the movement of the food intake. First is the upper third, which have only skeletal muscles. Second is the middle third, which have the mixture of skeletal and smooth muscles. And next is the lower third, which have only smooth muscles. And last, it has 2 muscles layer. First is the inner circular muscles, which can contract around, narrows the lumen during peristalsis and squeeze it. And next is the outer longitudinal, which contract longwise to shorten the esophagus during swallowing.
Hi, so I will be talking about diseases which are linked to the esophagus. The first disease, which is known as the gastroesophageal reflux disease, which is also known as GERD, is when hydrochloric acid in the stomach goes up the esophagus, causing a burning sensation, which is also known as acid reflux. This is caused due to the improper closure of the lower esophageal sphincter, which damages the esophageal lining, causing it to narrow. The symptoms of this are heartburn, regurgitation, sore throat, and difficulty in swallowing. The second disease is known as Barrett's esophagus. This is developed in individuals with chronic GERD and esophagitis. This occurs when squamous cell lining turns into specialized columnar cells from the damage of acid reflux. Once the cells are converted, they will not revert back. The last set of disease is under the gastroesophageal motility disorders. The first disease, which is known as achalasia, is when the lower esophageal sphincter is permanently closed. Next one is known as the diffuse esophageal spasm, which is uncontrolled contractions of the esophagus that causes difficulty in swallowing, chest pains, and regurgitation as the movement of food and water into the stomach are affected. The next disease is called esophageal diverticula, which is when weak areas of the esophagus bulge outwards. The last disease is known as paroesophageal hernia, which is when gastroesophageal junction pushes through the diaphragm and into the chest cavity that causes chest pains, abdominal pains, and difficulty in swallowing.
Esophagus is a muscular tube that extends from the oral cavity to the stomach. In an adult, it is about 25 centimeters in length. Esophagus has cervical, thoracic, and abdominal portions. It transitions from the cervical to thoracic region at the suprasternal notch, and then passes from the thorax to the abdomen through the diaphragmatic hiatus. In axial cross-section, esophagus is located posterior to the trachea and anterior to the vertebral column. Esophagus extends from cricopharyngeus muscle in neck to lower esophageal sphincter at gastroesophageal junction. Gastroesophageal junction. Microscopically, the point of flowering of tubular esophagus or proximal limit of gastric rubal force. Endoscopically, the Z-line is the irregular boundary of squamous and columnar mucosa in distal esophagus, usually 2 to 3 centimeters.
Okay, so as Zizia explained just now, here are the overview of the whole digestive system, which we are going to talk about the esophagus only. Esophagus is actually a very simple structure. It's just passing the foods from the mouth to the stomach through the esophagus. And esophagus is just only the connecting tube from mouth to stomach, which pass through the food to the stomach by peristalsis. So in this VR, here are the overview of the whole esophagus, and just turn around and have a look first.
Esophagus is arranged in 4 concentric layers following a typical GI learning scheme. This is from the normal outwards. Esophageal mucosa, submucosa, connective tissue, muscular rays, porphyria, and ventral, composed of loose irregular connective tissue.
So we are going to show the process of peristalsis inside our esophagus. So we are using this balloon representing our esophagus. So the smooth muscle inside the esophagus will push the food inside the esophagus from mouth to stomach like this. The smooth muscle will push it and push it until it's inside the stomach.
Everyone, the last part is esophagus is a key part of digestive system, linking the parenchyma to the stomach. It uses muscular contraction to move food and lipids. Understanding its anatomy, structure, and common disease highlights its importance to digestion. Maintaining the esophageal health is essential for proper digestive function.